Hi, welcome to Vector Bliss. In this video, let us look at this block properties table. So last video I had promised that in my next video I will show this. So let us look at this table. What it is exactly? It is nothing but a table which will be displaying the properties of the block. So let us quickly look at it. Now here on screen I'm already in block editor and I have these elements here. Just these are nothing but 1 2 3 line segments and just an arc representing a door in plan view. So if you select this arc, you can see that the center of this arc is located at this point. Okay, so if you take this distance from here to here, I have made it 1200. So that is going to be the width of this door. So let us assign a linear parameter here. So when assigning this linear parameter, if I give the flexibility to the user to stretch this door as they wish, then probably I will be providing one grip for this linear parameter what I am going to place, on which user will be clicking and dragging. But that is not the usual scenario, because doors cannot be of some custom fancy sizes and all. So for any project you will have a set of doors like the sizes will be predefined. So to keep it like that, we have to, in these sort of cases, we should not provide a grip for the user to manipulate the block. So what you can do is, after providing the grip, you have to after providing the parameter, you have to turn off the grips. Now there are two ways we can provide grip for the parameter for this. One is that I can provide a horizontal parameter here which is used to stretch this width, or another thing is that I can provide a linear parameter for this vertical distance what I am seeing here, which is the shutter here. This is the swing. So either I can stretch this shutter this way, or I can stretch the width of the door towards my right side. So which way I want, I have to define here. But if I am providing it towards pulling it horizontally, stretching it horizontally, then you can see when I am increasing this width, the shutter has to stretch at an angle of 90 degree to the linear parameter what I am going to provide here, because it cannot stretch the shutter horizontally like this. Then the shutter will be inclined somewhat like this. That should not happen. So let us look at it. I am not going to provide, first I am going to provide this vertical linear parameter like this. Now let us rename this. Go to the properties, select that, go to the properties and change this to width. Okay, and I don't want to provide any grip for this, but let us give one grip just for testing purpose. So I will right click and say grip display 1, so that I have the grip at the target point or the end point of the linear parameter. Close the block editor, save changes. You won't see anything because I did not add an action for this. So let us quickly add an action. Let me put this properties window here. Going to the actions, I will select this stretch action, select this block, stretching at this point, then the area to stretch is this, and the objects to stretch is these two lines. I am not showing this because this should scale up. It should not stretch actually. It should scale based on this point. So we will add a scale action to this. And another thing to notice is that these two lines are not of same length, because this arc is coming down here like this. Obviously the line which is inside here will be shorter than the one which is here on the outside. Okay, so now select objects. I have selected this, enter. Now you can add a scale action, select this parameter, and it is asking me to select object. I will select this, press enter. So you can see these two actions have been assigned to this parameter. Now let us close the block editor and save changes, select this. Now stretch it and check. Okay, it is working fine now. So you can stretch it this way or this way, whichever way you want. Okay, now let us assume that we want to give some predefined width. I don't want the user to pull this grip. So going back to the block editor, I will select this linear parameter, grip display, I will set it to 0. Then I will put a block properties table here, putting it here. Now number of grips it is asking, obviously I need one grip, so 1, enter. Then you can see this box is coming up. Here I have these options here. I can create a custom user parameter, or I can add an existing parameter to this table. I will click on this existing parameter and it already shows the width, which is this parameter. I will select that, hit OK. Then you can see it is showing this width here. I will just double click on this so that it will get edited, and I can add a value here. I will first add 900. So this is one width, one standard width. Then the next one being, say, sorry, let us put this to be 800. And these are basically values I am providing for this linear parameter. So whatever value I will be clicking after exiting this block editor in this table, it will stretch this door based on that value what I have clicked. That is the idea. Now this is 900, and one more I will add maybe 1000, and one more is 1200, which is the existing value here, this one. Now this option is, it can be checked, block properties must match a row in the table. That means I will be able to select only these values whatever I am providing here. You can check it, or you can deselect it based on your requirement. If you want to allow custom values, then you cannot have this. Okay, so hit OK now. Now close block editor, save changes. Now you can see I can provide these values based on this list it is showing here. So 800, when I am saying it is stretching for 800, 900, 1000, and the last is 1200. So this is what block properties display table. Okay, and another thing is that it is not that you can add only one parameter or one property of the block to this table. If you have multiple properties, you can obviously add that also. So for example, say suppose I have another linear parameter here, but I am just giving you an example. This parameter doesn't do anything actually, so or else maybe I will put it like this. Let me delete this linear parameter and I will provide it here. Grip display, I will put it 1. For some reason, suppose I want to stretch this point, so actions, I go and stretch, select this parameter, click on this point, show this window, select this object. So this arc will be stretched now. Close block editor, save changes. Now you can see this is getting stretched, right? So it has got two properties now, one linear parameter, we placed it here, and one more here. So two properties are there. Going to block editor, now if you just double click this block properties table, you can see I can add this parameter as well, distance 1. So basically what is happening, you can see one more column appeared here other than width. So if I need to have combinations of these two, that is the main idea. So if I need to have combinations of these two, then I can have not only these two, I mean multiple properties, combination of multiple properties, and want to make it an option. Suppose I have one door which is having say this width is changing for this width here. So let me just quickly show you, like 800 by 1200, one combination is there. Another combination is 900 with 1200. Another combination is 1000 with 1000 only. This one is 800 with and 900 distance one. We could have renamed it. Okay, leave it. Now close block editor, save changes. Now you can see I will reset this block, initial position. Here you can see now this 800, 900, it is displaying these values, but I can't see the other value. So if I go to the properties table option, then I have these options also displayed. So selecting this, if I hit OK, then it is, you can see it gives that combination, you know, which is obviously horrible, but that's how it works. Suppose I select this option, you can see it is changing here. Obviously this was 12,000 is what I have given, that's why I was wondering how come it stretched so long, but this value what I had given was not 1200, it was 12,000. Okay, fine. So selecting this option, you can now see so these things, it is changing. Obviously another thing is that this stretch action is there with this arc, plus this scale also is there. So based on this value changing, it is scaling this arc as well as it is stretching. That's why it is taking all those big values there. But this one was obviously 12,000, it is not 1200. So let us try it like this, 1200. Maybe this one I will make it 1000, and this one to be 800 or something. Now close block editor, save changes. Remember that it will scale as well as stretch. Two actions are there with this arc, so it is going to do that. So if you click on this now, go to properties table, you can select this, hit OK, and you can see this is happening, but it is not stretching to the complete extent of this linear parameter. You can see the end of linear parameter is here, but the arc is still standing here. That is because of the scale action what we have assigned to this linear parameter, this vertical linear parameter. Okay, so that's how it is, and I think I have covered almost everything in dynamic blocks. So many things are there in this dynamic blocks option, because it can be a huge list of permutations and combinations what you can try with these parameters and actions, and plus this constraints also. Now this constraints, I will have a separate playlist created in my channel, so you can look at that if you want to learn constraints in depth, actually in more detail. You can watch that playlist also, so I will be creating it shortly. So this is it for dynamic blocks. I think I have covered almost everything here, the basic things like parameters and actions. So rest of the things I am leaving it up to you to practice and keep practicing, and as the saying goes, practice makes perfect. So see you in the next playlist, and thank you for watching.